Hi guys, what's going on? And welcome back to another episode of Total War Arena. So we've got a little bit different this time. We're going to start sort of like a bit of a series, basically following from tier 3 all the way up to tier 10 with the Greek cavalry using Alexander, not a city. So yeah, it's a little bit different perhaps from my other series. These are all going to be live. I'm not going to do recordings and stuff like that. It's not going to be picking out the good replays, that sort of thing to show you. It's just going to be, we're going to have like two battles per go. And we're just going to see how far we can get and follow it through from tier 3 all the way up to tier 10 eventually. So it's going to be a long running series. So rather than just sort of individual reviews, yeah, we're going to follow it through. I don't know if I'll show every battle I have with the Greek cavalry, but perhaps I'll do a few in the middle of tier 3 and then a couple at the end, and then probably take us to tier 4, and then we'll do a couple beginning, couple middle, couple end for each tier as we sort of just progress through, and we can sort of all progress through together. And see how we get on. I've never played Greek cavalry before. I've literally just sorted out today, got Alexander, and got them up to tier 3. Just went through the hoplites at tier 1 and 2. And I've not even had a single game with these guys yet, so they're not upgraded at all. I've not even set the consumables yet. So that'll probably be the first thing to do. Let's set up some consumables. What are we? With cavalry, so melee weapon damage, morale, not particularly useful. Melee defense and weapon time. Melee defense. Thessalian steeds. Impact damage, melee attack, and morale. Well, that seems the best one. Particularly the impact damage, because the Greek cavalry are all about that charge. So let's go for that, I think. So we'll get that one. Let's just stick this on all of them. Actually, quite a limited number. There's only 4 consumables available for these guys. Seems to be a real mix for different nations. Some nations end up with like 8, 9, 10 consumable options, and then others seem to have like 2, 3, 4, like the Greeks have got here. Seems to be a bit random. So yes, so we'll hop into a battle. Not going to be edited, anything like that. I'll edit out the loading times between the game, the matchmaking, because you don't want to sit there for a minute. But I shall see you in the first battle with our Greek cavalry series. So we're loading into Thermopylae. Obviously pretty good matchmaking, but obviously we're very low tier at the moment. So yeah, so as I was trying to sort of explain at the start, yeah, it's going to be like just sort of like a follow-through series rather than just sort of me showing you individual units. I want this to be one that we all sort of go up the tech tree together, if that makes sense. So we're going to be doing this as almost like a video series, almost a let's play, but on an MMO. So yeah, we'll see how it goes, but I think it could be kind of interesting. Plus, it's a lot easier for me to film because I just have to play whether we go badly or not. So as I say, it's first ever battle. Never used the Greeks before. 7.38. They're not that fast actually, really, are they? Oh, not too slow probably at this tier. So we'll just move forwards initially. I'll see if we can spot anything, that sort of thing. So I believe the power of the Greeks lies in their charge. I mean, yeah, they've got a very good charge impact. 281 as a starting charge impact for tier 3 is very high. Good impact damage, but quite poor melee attack and melee weapon damage. Although not actually that bad really for tier 3. There's some raiders there. I wouldn't think they would want to engage us, and I don't want to get too close to those Roman heavy infantry. We've got some enemy cavalry down in the valley, some other Greek cavalry. So I'm just sort of loitering around. Our team seems to consist of only archers at the moment, and there's enemy cavalry everywhere. So let's try and start to find some of these guys then. They're going for our archers, so we should be trying to probably help protect them. So let's start to move in. We're a little bit blobbed up here. I want to clear this rock before we swing in on these Greek cavalry. So let's line up. We're getting slowed down by the forest, but we'll go for the charge. Hopefully we didn't charge too early. No, we didn't. Look at that. 5,000 damage, and we should rout them. Yeah, minus 74 morale, and they're gone. Okay, good start. Pleased with that. So let's pull back out of the forest back into the open, because I hate being in forests. And let's find something else to go and kill. Oh, oh, big rock hit from enemy artillery. Not so good. Let's try and keep moving to avoid any more damage like that. So there's some enemy hoplites coming out the forest. Obviously we don't want to have anything to do with them because they'll cause us great pain. There's enemy archers near the edge of that forest there, so I've got to be careful with them. But I've also got to try and get past these hoplites without getting caught by those guys as well. So I want to sort of sneak around here Yeah, okay, I think we're past those guys. Let's try and unblob a little bit. So we're going to try and just push up perhaps to the enemy artillery, see what we can see there. I don't know if they're going to... Was that right in front of us? There might be enemy artillery just up here. Okay, cool. Let's try and maintain a formation. And then we're going to go for this middle one. And everyone's going to charge. Not quite yet, not quite yet. Now. Oh, I just sort of broke their artillery rather than actually damage the catapults so much. But we can get in now and rack up some good damage on these catapults. Let's break one unit up because these guys are trying to escape and we can't allow that. So let's try and cut them down. These guys are doing quite a good job. Okay, nice. We've got friendly cavalry's turned up now as well, just doing a good amount of damage. That one's routed, so let's focus on this main one here. Can rack up a good amount of damage. You always get lots of aggression points for attacking artillery. Something I noticed. So it's always quite a good target to deal with. These pikes are kind of coming back, probably to defend, which is understandable. But they are a bit late if they wish to defend their artillery. So there's some other Greek cavalry down there. Look, maybe that might be a decent option. We aren't upgraded, so we could theoretically be beaten by these guys, but at the same time, if we can get a nice early charge off, we should stand a chance. These pikemen don't seem to like us very much. Yeah, they're going to try and... He's got a war chief title, so he might be a decent player. I can't remember what the war chief title is attributed for. It might just be for buying a barbarian commander, so maybe not. Makes it hard for me to do anything, because if I move in now, I'm just going to get cut down by these enemy pike phalanx as they turn up. So I don't really want to do anything against them. I will go around here, though, and have perhaps a look at some of these archers over here.
We are capturing their base.
Our base is... Oh, our base is fine. We're not being captured. These pikes are very annoying. Okay, no. Let's just have a go. If we can, at a charge against... No, still can't get to them. Okay, well, we'll flank round these pikes. Well, there's actually not very many enemies left, to be honest. I mean, we could just charge the pikes. They're really clustered together. They're playing this quite well. It's preventing me from being able to do anything, because if I go for any of them, the pike's just going to turn on me and absolutely cut me down. We'll just stay loitering around. I'm not going to throw my troops away quite yet. If we really start to cap, I'll do a charge. But let's just see if we can try and wind these guys up a little bit without actually getting involved. Looks like some other friendly cavalry arriving on scene. Just trying to get them to feel comfortable with my presence. Well, we did 4,000 damage to them, but the oh, we'll have to add anvil since I've not done that yet. I don't know if we actually knocked very many of them down though necessarily. Let's try and extricate what's left of our cavalry to reform up. There's no point getting stuck into a fight with them. That's something I don't know actually. Does if I activate anvil, presumably I'm best just activating it with one unit at a time, because presumably it affects everyone at the same rate. We're about to cap the enemy base. Not a bad opening game for the first ever game with them. I'm a little annoyed by these stupid pike phalanx, because they played the game very well by sort of continually blocking my movements. But that's not too bad for an opening game, I don't think. I'll take it, certainly. So let's have a look. I don't think it's going to give us enough experience to do anything, but still, step in the right direction. So, a bit of free experience to the middle of the pack. Didn't do that much actually compared to the rest of the team. So the first, upgrade-wise, we can do the helmet. Well, we've got to do the helmet, even though that's not something I'd normally bother doing. Slight increase in body armour, or the improved spear, which gives melee weapon damage for 2,100. I'm kind of tempted just to not bother and skip it. 14 melee weapon damage. What's their current melee weapon damage? Is 144. I'll probably, to be honest, just skip that and just not bother, unless it's used for the tier 4 unit. Oh, it is. Even though it does a different stat. But I think that's the same thing.
Shock cavalry.
So okay, so we will get that if it's going to be used on a later tier unit. There's no point in not getting it now. I might as well have the benefits of it straight away. So we'll probably get that first thing. But, oh, let me just check if I can upgrade any of Alexander's abilities. No, I can't. So let's hop straight into the battle and carry on with our grind up to tier 3. So we are loading into the Teutoburg Forest. I think that first game went pretty well for an opening game with the cavalry unit. Not too bad. I think I need to make sure I'm using Anvil properly by only using it on one unit at a time. I think it's an area effect, so I think I can just deploy it on one unit rather than using it on all of them, because it's just a waste of the commander's ability, because it's got like a 90 second recharge, something like that. And I think I just need to try and smash in, do the damage with the charge, and then immediately activate Anvil and then try and pull back out, because these guys haven't really got that combat ability that other cavalry have, so that's hopefully something we can try and take advantage of. And then hopefully we'll have another good game, and we just want to keep trying to grind up this Tetri. First things first, I'm just going to go straight to this flag here. Normally I find quite a good way of just gaining a couple of 100 points. You can normally get some spots on enemies around the middle and on the flank, and it's just free experience, which is what we're trying to get obviously with this Tetri grind. See, 800 points for spotting, 900 points. Plus it actually is useful in the sense that it tells you where everyone is. So it looks like we've got some barbarian cavalry in the valley, along with some javelins and a few Romans. There's more Romans there and some Romans there. So those raiders would be nice to get engaged with, although these javelins are quite a threat to us probably. Particularly if these rest of these Romans are going to move in. What have we got in terms of allied units over here? We've got some Romans and some barbarian infantry. So I think this way is going to be the way I'm going to go. I just don't quite know how I intend it to pan out yet. We've got archers there. I want to support these guys. I want to engage these raiders is what I would want to do. Is what I want to, ideally. But if these guys aren't going to be prepared to push up into the valley, it's going to make life harder. We've got enemies down here. No one seems to be really wanting to engage anyone. We're pushing across on this side a bit, which is good. It'd be nice to be over there, but we're too far away to reasonably get over there in time to do anything. Just re-get this point just to see if everyone's still in the same spot, which they are. Our team over here doesn't want to advance, which is understandable. They've got a strong position. It's just a bit of a stalemate, really. While I'm keen to break the stalemate, I don't want to be the one to throw my life away. Some of the Roman units are pushing over there, which is kind of leaving maybe some of their javelins a little bit more isolated. But we're kind of on the edge of our vision, so I can't see if there's another Roman unit stacked into the forest down there. Let's push down here. I can't quite decide if I think this is really rash or just a really clever idea. So we're grouping up into the forests. If these guys are going to have me, come on, yeah, I'll fight you. I'll fight you. No, they don't want to fight me. Shame. I don't really want to venture unknown into the long grass without being able to see them. They could just turn on me any second. Sort of loitering over there. Come on then. Activate hammer, hammer, charge, anvil, that's the one. Oh, 8,000 damage, that's very good. We have been rear flanked though. So we'll activate anvil and let's try and get out of here now before we rout, because we're about to rout with some of our units. So there goes the rout. We did far more damage to them, I think, really overall, although it wasn't an amazing trade-off. The charge was very powerful, which I was pleased with. The amount of damage we did on that charge was great. We did like 8,000-9,000 straight into the front of that unit of raiders. And we've got only 6 seconds till our charge reforms. Let's get up here and regroup a bit. We'll sort of turn into straggling around a little bit. If they want to fight me again, I will happily have another charge at them. Prepare to activate the anvil. They're running away. They don't want to engage me this time. It's hard to know if I'm being baited into enemy units, so that's my worry. I don't want to get caught onto their javelins because they'll do an awful lot of damage to me. It looks like our friendly units are starting to push into the valley a little bit more, which is good. Those guys are obviously conscious of my positioning, which is fine. I wonder how much damage we would do charging into a tier 3 Roman. Obviously we have the charge impact. I mean, if friendly units are going to engage those Romans, then we can certainly do a lot of damage. I'm tempted, considering they're blobs as well. Let's try and... I'm going to go into this long grass here. You know, I might do it. Sod it. See what happens. Activate Anvil. So what does Anvil do? It locks them, charge, deflect, speed, all that sort of thing. I don't really want to be fighting these Romans head on. So now let's try and get out of here. Ooh, friendly impact straight into the javelins by our scouts there. That was quite a good move on their part. Right, so I'm trying to get out and regroup. We didn't take that many casualties, and we did quite a bit of damage in the charge. And we've got sort of 10, 11 seconds before our charge. Ooh, Jesus, that was not expected. Come on, guys. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Another charge. Have at it. It is an amazing charge. I love the charge damage these guys do. Looks like these guys perhaps don't want to get involved, which is good because I don't want them to get involved either. So we're just trying to cut down some of these Republican javelin men. And those are Sinai, those Roman heirs who are routing. Okay. So let's get reformed and get moving again. Battle is slightly in our favour. We've got a good amount of damage, 1500 aggression damage, and we're still about 50% on most of our units. I don't want to be engaging these guys through a forest. I'll lose a lot of my charge momentum in a forest. There's no point in that. Let's just look around. God, the background music's gone very dramatic now. Just looking for an opportunity really to get another charge in. Ooh. Dear, that was a poor move on my part. I got too close there. Keep away, keep away. If these guys are going to engage though, I'm happy to rear flank these Romans if they're... Let's go for it. So it's like that. It's really quite impressive the amount of damage you can rack up. And hopefully now they're all knocked down. I want to get out straight away. They're all knocked down. Hopefully before they... Oh, they're routing. Let's go back in. A bit of a chaotic second game this is. So we'll rack up quite a good amount of damage against those Romans there. Pretty good. Hopefully we'll get our hammer recharged because it's quite a nice opportunity to rear charge those guys there as well. We're capturing their base. Is our base secure? It's quite a potential... Oh. Some enemy raiders here. I might head back to our base. We don't have a lot there in terms of defence, and there's quite a lot in enemy threats I saw sort of venturing around this part of the map. So I think we should get back just to make sure our base is secure. The battle's really not yet won. It's very much still in the balance. I'd love to get a hammer off against these raiders. Come on, fight me. Darn. Cowards. So what have we got? We've got some Roman units and some archers coming up. So it could be a little bit of a harder one. I'll certainly have a pop at these Romans. I love the charge on these guys. How much damage it's got, potential it can do. Well, those archers are going to be a problem for us. Because they're going to have a Roman out here defending. Oh, this is going to be a tough one. We're going to have to do something, I think. I'm going to send one unit just against these Romans here. Because I don't think there's going to be that much to be gained by having multiple. Try and anvil them. Going to have to... Oh, no, yes. Yes, 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 yes. You do that. You've left the gap. Aim for them. Hammer. Ah, such satisfaction. Let's get anvil activated. I think we're probably going to end up routing here because we're so completely outnumbered. Let's try and get this unit out if we can. It's given time for some of our friendly units to get in. And we caused a lot of casualties there into the enemy archers. That Roman unit there made a huge mistake by opening up that gap. We only have one remaining unit. Let's see if we can possibly get out. He's going to rout though, I think, before he recovers. Ah, he's going to rout. Darn! And there goes our units. But I think we actually did quite a good one there, getting in to damage those archers. They were all full health archers, and we took quite a bit off them with that hammer. Hopefully it's going to be enough to allow our units to stay in base long enough to cap the enemy. So anyway, we've got some horsemen in there, and we've got our friendly units trying to block the enemies returning to base. We haven't got that much in our base defending apart from this unit of phalanx, and they've got to deal with these archers and stuff, but they managed to drive some of them out of the cap circle, so there's actually not that much in there at the moment. So I think we're going to actually get this. Those enemy raiders have been driven off. If everyone stays in the cap circle now, I think we should have this game in the bag quite easily. It should be a good one for experience, because it's 4-8 on total points with 2-7 on aggression. It should be a pretty decent game for tier 3. These javelins not having so much fun against some enemy cavalry, although friendly supports turned up to drive them off. Our pike phalanxes got engaged. For some reason they're not going into hoplite formation. Into hoplite! We'll do much better. But there we go, we've captured the enemy base, so we've got victory. Excellent. So let's have a look what we got in terms of experience. Probably still not enough to actually unlock any modules, but at least it's a good step in the right direction. Okay, so we're pushing on towards tier 4 with Alexander. And I got about 875 unit experience. Oh, next level as well. I don't think we get anything at these levels. No. So we're not quite got enough for the refined spear yet, but we are getting on the way. So I'm going to end this first episode of this sort of follow-through series here. I'll probably play another couple of games with these guys, get a few of the things that have worked out, and then we'll probably come back and have another follow on how this Tetri is going once I've got all the unit equipment upgraded. And then we'll follow on through to tier 4 and see how we get on there. So thanks for watching, guys. Let me know if you think this is sort of a reasonable idea. It's a little bit different doing it all live, and trying to follow it is almost like a progression rather than just sort of showing you the units almost as a review. So hopefully a little bit different, hopefully enjoyable. Thanks for watching, guys, and I shall see you all on the next episode.